Hello everybody, it is me, MrSneakyy, and today I'm going to go over how Call of Dragon works. I'm going to give you guys the full rundown on how to play the game and give you everything you need to know strategy-wise and just some extra little bit of tips and tricks for new players at the end of the video. So stay tuned for everything you need to know about Call of Dragons. Hello, so yes, we're going over Call of Dragons today, everything you need to know, especially if you're a new player and you're looking towards the game, you know, maybe from Rise of Kingdoms and other city builder games. Is the new kid on the block, so it does have a lot of eyes on it. So if you're looking into it and you're wondering how it actually is played, or maybe you're already playing the game and you're kind of, you know, maybe a bit overwhelmed with what to do, well, don't worry, I'm here to give you everything you need to know about the game, right? So if you do enjoy my content, guys, smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more official Call of Dragons content by me, MrSneakyy. And without all that mess out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, so the way the game works is a very simple premise. Is currently the game, or your city or server should I say, works on a season cycle. Okay, so very similar to how if you could play like a KVK and you jump into a KVK in Rise of Kingdoms and you play that KVK for say 70 days, 80 days for example, and then you jump back into your main kingdom. It's almost the same type of strategy here, but instead it's always in the home kingdom currently. So in the home kingdom you play for a 70-day stretch and then it resets and then you go again, but every time it goes again, more of the content becomes harder to do. Obviously you become more experienced and you obviously have leveled up your city hall throughout that time, so you do have some extra benefits each time you're going through, right? So that is a general understanding on basically how the system of this game works, and the reason it works this way is when you look at it, very similar to like KVKs in Rise of Kingdoms, you have your season rewards at the end, and the whole ending and the whole, you know, objective currently in the game is to be able to control the flame dragon, which is only one of in the entire map, and there's a requirement to have so many of these magma demons, right? And you can change these rewards depending on obviously if you've only got certain amounts, and obviously anyone at level 16, as it shows here, always get these rewards no matter what. So as long as you're level 16 years and free to play player, you're always going to get this. And if you're in an alliance that's really active and you're able to control 1 or 2 magma demons by the end of the season, you're going to gain the Conqueror. But if you're in that #1 alliance and you control the Flame Dragon, you gain these, right? So the way the reward system works, as you can see here right now, these are the R3 rewards. The officers in the alliances do just get some extra gems, and the leader also, he just gets some extra gems so far, right? It's just because I believe they've made it this way so it makes the officers and leaders feel like they're rewarded for the amount of efforts they put in. Because the one thing, as anyone will know if you have played any of these type of games, the officers and the alliance leaders do put in so much time and effort making the alliance work, planning events, trying to get everyone online, you know, war strategies, everything to make that alliance run smooth as a well-oiled machine. That's their job, so it makes sense for them to have some more. I'm probably going to be ending the season just with this. Currently I'm only in the officer role to help out during, you know, downtime, which is nice to see. But that is what you gain, right? And at the end of the season, you gain these cool little crystals called Yggdrasil. I can't even pronounce it. Yggdrasil crystals. And these Yggdrasil crystals are spent in the seasonal shop, right? So very similar to KVKs again. So as you can see, the way Call of Dragon works as a fundamental is a very similar system to KVK. It's just like you're constantly in one. And the way the server works, I'll go over after, makes sense, and this is why the season resets and the seasonal, you know, system works the way it does. So we're going to go over everything, right? So we're just going to go over the rewards to give you guys an understanding, you know, the payoff for doing, you know, at least the minimum requirements in getting active in the game, right? So when you do get it, As you can see, you can get easily 5 legendary heroes crystals every single time. If you want to push even VIP, you can get some VIP, or if you need to upgrade that rally beacon towards the end, this is a really cool one as well. But obviously when you hit the number 1 spot, it's really nice. You're getting 10 heads, so this is what I would always advise you to get. But the cool thing is, as you can see here, you only can get one of these, so it's a one-time purchase in this area. So it doesn't mean, you know, the guys who've got the most crystals in the number 1 alliance can buy everything here and beat everyone, right? It would be unfair. So you only can get one of these. But the cool thing is there's a common shop, and this common shop here, you should always buy this legendary Ascension Emblem because you're going to need it to upgrade your artifacts in the game, which we'll talk about later. But there's other key things that you need, stuff like CP to kill those patrols and gain XP for your heroes. There's even some beginning prestige to help your policies, which we'll go over also later in the video, okay? So there's a lot of goodies to buy at the end of the season to help you bump start your progress, right? So you don't have to feel like the beginning is as hard as it should be. It should be a lot easier for doing it, right? So the way the season features work, as you can see, we have some behemoths that you're going to be fighting throughout of the season. So if you zoom out of the map right now, I'm going to go all the way out, you can see on the map, there's a load of these icons, and these icons are different behemoth raids that are unlocked throughout the season. And the season works very similar to a monument stone in Rise of Kingdoms again. So if you click on this little building, it shows you the progress of the current season, right? And you can see what you've gained and what you've claimed, what unlocks and when it unlocks. So you can go through this entire stage here and see everything, right? So important parts to know is the one that I'm on right now, Mask of Deceit. When this day does unlock in your kingdom, you need to be wary because this is when merits are unlocked in the game, and merits is the PvP system. So I know everyone now can understand the premises of, obviously, say like the Call of Dragon fundamentals and how the season works and why you want to, why it resets, right? The way PvP works is similar to Rise of Kingdoms. When you're getting kills, instead you're getting these merits, as you can see on screen. But the cool thing with merits in this game, it becomes a currency for your alliance, as you can see here. And this alliance system allows you to buy cool resources, as you can see right here. Get some extra healing if you need, some gold keys. There's all sorts of goodies in here. And this is friendly for both free-to-play and whales, because the system of merits always resets on Monday, as you can see here, at 0000. So midnight, as soon as it hits Monday, everyone's merits, even if you have over a 2 million still, all goes back down to 20,000. So it stops all those guys farming and hoarding to try and get more next week. You can't. And there's only a limited amount of resources you can get, right? So this is the daily supply. You can get whatever you can see here on screen today, and then you can press this refresh button only once, and when you do, it will stop it again for that day, and you can buy whatever's there. And then you'd have to wait 24 hours, or as your timer says here, for me, 13 hours, and I'll be able to reset the shop again, right, and be able to buy again. So that's the merit system. And this merit system obviously is a really cool thing, because you can see as you're getting kills, you're getting rewarded for fighting, right? And obviously with that, the season reset comes in. So if we go back into the Augusto now, we're going to go over some parts of the season that a lot of players are going to feel a bit uncomfortable about when I do mention them, but when I explain it to you guys, I think you're going to understand it more, and I do hope that you understand it's more of a positive than a negative in the game, right? So when we're going over, we have season reset now. So we're going to go over what happens exactly on the season reset. So this is when you've played in your server for X amount of days. This is going to be 70 plus days, and then you'll get an email from Lilith or from Farlight Studios with a system mail saying you guys are going to be going into the next season on this day. The way it works is your alliance basically picks one of the starting areas in the map. As you can see on this little season feature banner here, you'll pick one of the starting zones of the map, and you'll be able to start there as your whole alliance goes back in, right? But when you go into that season reset and you go into a new season, what happens is your hero levels, your artifact levels, and any item that's regarded in that, you know, area. So we're talking about any XP totems that you've saved, or any dust, which is XP for the artifacts that you've saved, and any of the CP items, any policies, any of your prestige, and the merits that we were talking about will all disappear. Any of your medical supplies that you've tried to stock up for war next season disappear. And the Draggle Trials system, which we're going to go over afterwards, is going to reset as well. The other section talks about the alliances. So when you do go into a season reset, what happens is, obviously your 190 plus members or 150 plus members all go into this starting zone. But all the alliances have reset themselves. So the alliances go back to level 1. They all have only 40 members, and you back start into the level 1 zone again. So just imagine on the Auguststone progress here, when you hit the final zone and you've completed this zone and you've done it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, what happens is season reset happens and you're back all the way here. So all the rewards you've gained so far, you're gonna gain again. So this is one positive already I'm gonna mention now to everyone. So every reward you can see on screen, you gain every single time you go through a season so far, and it's an amazing thing to gain for a free-to-play player. Also, like I said, your heroes that you've been working on reset too. But what does this mean? Because a lot of you might be freaking out like, whoa, I don't want my heroes to, you know, reset. Whoa. What it means is, and as a perfect example is my Bakar. As you can see, my Bakar is always max skilled and he's already max starred. So any investment in your stars or skills you've done on the hero always stay in the game. The reason they reset the level all the way back to 1 is because obviously the content you're fighting is back at level 1. However, again, every time you kill a new patrol from level 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up into the highest numbers, each time you kill one for the first kill, you will gain a new reward. You will gain a free gold key and some nice little goodies for doing it, right? And then you'll get the patrol rewards on top, which is a really cool feature to have for free-to-play players. But the reason why they reset this, and it's a really cool feature when, if you're a free-to-play player and you're worried about the spenders, right? Because that is the real fear about spenders if they're gonna, you know, run rampant. The way the game works, it does reward a lot of players on activity. So the more active you are in the game, the more you're going to be rewarded. And the reason is because of your hero levels. Because when you reset and you're at level 1, for example, if you're a whale and you miss 2 or 3 or 4 days, that is a lot of CP that you've wasted. And that's a lot of time that you've wasted. And you'll notice even the free-to-play players, they will hit level 50 or 60 on their talents faster than a whale will, because they're actively always playing the game, right? And that is what the game wants you to do. It wants to be able to reward active players. Obviously you can spend, and any game in the mobile genre, you can spend money in it to progress and make your account a little bit, you know, getting to end the game faster, right? But that isn't a pay-to-win feature in this game, because if it was, the whales would always dominate everywhere. But if you're not an active player, as I'm saying, you're not going to gain all the benefits. Your heroes are going to be lower leveled than everyone. So it does really, really entice the free-to-play experience, where those players that do play day in and day out, and you guys enjoy the game and you love it. And honestly, when you do play all the different type of content in it, you will fall in love with the game, right? So that is the reason why they do the hero reset. And I hope you understand, like, even for me, I'm in my 3rd season now and we're already at level 46. I've not really put too much effort in because I've had to obviously make content, but I know players already level 50 plus 60 in their hero levels, and that's just because they're actively playing the game compared to myself, right? And that's a really good feature to have. So now let's go on to some other parts of the game that I haven't mentioned, right? So we've talked about the raids briefly, and I'm going to go over the raids in an entire video, so don't worry about the raids. We're going to talk about how raids work and the benefit of completing raids in a whole video on its own. So if you're going to enjoy that type of video, smash a like, comment and subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video so far, hit the thumbs up, guys. But now we're going to go over some of the aspects of the game that might be a little bit newer to the players that are obviously in the game, or maybe looking at the game, or you're part of Rise of Kingdoms and you've not played it. So as you can see, it's a lot faster in clicks. There's a lot less holding. It's just click and go, which is a really cool, fast-paced thing. But in this game, the marchers here have ranged combat. So it means like mages having the most range are able to target this lizard from a really far distance. And as you can see, we're able to do ranged combat. This unit has range 2, so he might be the same range as an archer, just for an example. But that just showcases some ranged combat, right? So in the game, if you're looking for something really cool, this is the #1 feature that the game does have. And I'm not going to lie, it is such a great experience, and I've done loads of open field live commentary if you're looking to see what the actual open field combat will look like. So if you just check out the channel, you'll see a load. But as you can see on the screen, we have this little icon, and this icon is the artifact that I've been mentioning throughout the video. And the artifact is a skill shot based equipment or artifact that you use, and it's a spell and it does something. So the mage one I've got equipped right now is called Phoenix Eye, and when I click in the area, as you'll see, it does a massive slam and it does tons of AoE damage, and that's the whole point of it, right? If we just put the march away now, since you've understood a little bit of the range combat, when we go into our inventory now, we're going to look at some of these artifacts. So you can see that each artifact actually has a purpose, and they're all really good in their own right, and they're really fun to use. So we have some standard ones which you could expect. So you have like your DPS, PvP orientated artifacts, right? And these are artifacts you would equip to your marchers when you're in the open field, and they have really cool effects binder to them that you would use. So for archers, you can use this shadow blades, and when you hit the details, it shows you a cool animation of what it does on screen, and it's a really cool AoE rectangular effect, as you can see, that you aim as well, and you can hit multiple targets up to 5. Obviously the damage is here. You can even see like the skills and what it looks like per level. It's everything like you would do when you're in Rise of Kingdoms, right? So you've got that, which is like for archers. You've even got stuff which can do an AoE stun, which is for the infantry units. We even have, like I said or showed earlier, the Phoenix Eye, which is a big AoE bomb. Cavalry can even have some cool ones, which is like another AoE cleave that does a massive amount of damage. But there's some even cooler ones when you get more into it. So even some legendaries that I don't have. There's one where it allows cavalry to blink to a target, and then you just appear and you can fight them and blink back, for example. There's even artifacts like the one here, Lucia's Horn, which allows you to summon a level 7 resource tile no matter where you are, as long as you're touching Alliance territory, which is really cool. So you can always farm really efficiently. There's even like Greenfinger's Sickle, which allows you to instantly, when you trigger it, farm, as you can see for me, because this is max level, 400k, 300k or 160k worth of resources of each type. And this is obviously got its own cooldown. This is a very powerful effect. But some of the other ones, as you see, is only like a 1 minute 30 cooldown. And this is what the artifact system is. It's a way for players to be able to experiment and use different cool effects with different marchers and have, you know, fun with them, right? And the way you level these up is what I was talking about earlier. So if we go out of here, this unit right now is a dark creature. And the dark creatures in this game summon, or shall I say, give you that arcane dust. And arcane dust is what you use for your artifact levels. If you look at this patrol here, as you can see, this just gives you XP, and it'll give you those cool arrowheads you need to level up your watchtower. So just like it would do as a barbarian unit in Rise of Kingdoms. So what they've done is they've just kind of separated the two units. So if you want to focus on equipment, you just kill these guys, and if you want to kill the patrols, again, you would kill these guys. And another cool thing they did, if you zoom out, both of them have two different icons, so again you know the difference between them. So the one with the brackets on is the one for Arcane Dust, and any of the ones which is just the crystal or red emblem is the patrols. You can even, just to make it a little bit more easier for those guys that are looking, if you press F, you can search specifically for dark patrols. Obviously when you've got certain levels, these will tell you even the amount of XP you get for it. The dark creatures can be done the exact same feature, so you can click search and find one, and this guy, as you can see here, will give you a little bit of XP, but it gives you a mass amount of Arcane Dust, right? So that's one way you can level them up. You can also obviously gain Arcane Dust in various ways, like scouting, you can do rallies in game, and that way. So there's obviously different ways for you to level up these cool artifacts. And the cool thing with artifacts is you can level these up all the way, as I'm going to show you now, past the star level. So you're not locked in to trying to get the stars always upgraded. So if you're just experimenting for your first season, what you could do, and what I would advise, is say you want to try, for example, this artifact. No, let's go for the Kurata's Wrath, because it's 1 star, so it's perfect to showcase, right? As you can see, it needs 100 XP to level up. So if we start using some of our XP tomes here, we're going to start leveling it up. And now we're at level 10. And as you can see, we're already leveling it up already to level 11. We don't need to keep leveling up the stars. So as you can see right now, we're already past that now. So I'm already level 18 with a 1-star artifact. The only reason you need to level up your artifacts, as you can see here now, is because if you check the Legion preview, every time you do upgrade the star level, you will unlock some cool effects. So just to show on screen, you use Ascension materials. These could be materials that you've got saved up from, you know, excess artifacts. There's also universal ones that you earn, like I showcased in the store, like the legendary one, right? And just by doing that, you ascend it and it keeps it, right? And this is the same with, you know, heroes. So the exact same concept with the heroes. Any of these stars that you've put into your artifacts, you will keep. Any of your artifacts that you've leveled up with their skills, so any of these skills, as you can see, like I've got a level 3 Shadow Games. When its season resets, I will keep this too. The only thing I'm ever losing out on is just this XP progress, right? And again, you will get this back really efficiently because of the way the season progresses through. So I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. I know it's a really long one. We're going to go into policies next, because policies is the reason why you are able to actually progress a lot quicker than a lot of people expect. And it allows the player to obviously pick and choose the way they want to progress, which is a very cool factor. So let's move on to the policy tree. So we're going over policies now. This is the policy tree on screen. I'm going to disappear the little stream overlay here so you guys can see everything beautifully. So when you're looking at the policy tree right now, the way the policy system works is this resets again at the end of every season. But it's made for the player to pick and choose what they want at the time. And the reason why they do this is because it allows you as a free-to-play player or whale to obviously progress your account quicker than the other player depending on your decision making. There's obviously some staple decisions, as I'm going to explain to you right now. So stuff like military expansions are key priorities. So in a policy system, you're always going to try and get these policies completed. As you can see, I've had the pleasure, and I've not even struggled with the amount of policies and prestige I've gained so far in gaining all of this, right? So you can see even my military's expertised out, and I have so many days left over. We're just at the Dire Bear stage. We've still got the Necros to go, we've got the Magma Demon to go, and we've got the Flame Dragon to go, right? So there's still a lot of content to go, but as you can see, I've got emphasis on other things. So I have a really high priority on my XP on my heroes, right? So if you want to level up your heroes quicker, say for a week or two, in your policy trees, you should be using your policies to actually go onto these trees, because the more XP you're gaining per kill, you're going to overtake other players, especially when you're using your CP all the time, right? The same thing goes, say, into, you might be killing some artifact creatures, but say for 1 week you decide, I'm going for a big artifacts push, right? Again, you could go back into your policy tree and start going through the artifacts expertise here and start leveling up these points, because then when you go for that big artifact push, you're going to gain more and more dust over time, and it's going to benefit you as a player. So the policy system tree is there for you to help you out, right? So that's the way it works. And the reasons, the key priorities is definitely military expansion, right? When it comes to healing, if you're in for healing, I would always suggest going for the free healing. Free healing so far has been king. I've tried a little bit of resource healing, it's been okay, but I wouldn't advise it again. Just pure daily free healing, as you can see here, is the way forward. It allows you as a player, even with not even that much power, as we go into the rankings here, look, I'm not even the strongest in the kingdom, but in the personal merits, I'm almost cut in half, and I'm really good, right? I'm in almost top 250 players in the server. See some great players here as well. Even if we just look at some, he's at 30 mil power. We go down here, it says at 28 mil. Let's look at Liquid Fear. Liquid Fear is only at 20 mil power, and he's at nearly 5 million merits. So the free healing system is a really great system in the game. So you've got your policies, and you understand hopefully now policies and why they reset every season and why they benefit you. Because obviously if you keep your policies when you start again, it's going to be insane, right? But the policies reset. The way you gain your policies though, what I haven't covered yet, and I haven't forgot it, boys, is the prestige. So as I said, when the season does reset, you can buy some prestige, right? But the other way, and the main way you gain your prestige, is through the campaign system. So you're on the keyboard hotkey, if you press U, or if you click the double swords on mobile, you open up your campaign right here. And this campaign is where you can also buy the legendary hero Indis. You can also buy some cool goodies too if you really want to, but I would focus on getting Indis leveled up first. But by completing your dragon trials here and getting higher stars, and I need to go back and obviously complete some of these, you will increase the amount of XP per hour you gain passively. You also gain the amount of dragon glass that you spend here in the store. But more importantly, right here is the prestige per hour you're going to gain over time. And it just stacks up here, and you click the loot button. As you can see, we've got 28.1k. We can click claim and we gain it. And the cool thing is the quick loot system is also here, and you can gain 1 free quick loot, and then you can use 3 more, and it costs 80 gems per use, right? So you can use this if you really want to in desperate situations, but I wouldn't advise it unless you're maybe a low spender and you're in war and you're able to and you can afford to because you've got maybe some bundles going. That's fine. But that is the dragon trials, right? So if you complete your dragon trials, you're going to gain some goodies too. So if you go back down here to where I'm the newest one, as you can see, I'm going to get a mass amount of XP for completing it. And you can go down and it keeps going and you gain a load of XP for doing so. And when you come out, it helps your policies right here level up. So hopefully so far we've gone over everything over Call of Dragons and how it works. That is the season resets and why they reset the hero XP system, even the artifact system and the policy system. And now we're going to finally go over to sum it all up, everything you keep, right? So you're wondering what you keep, and I've gone over so far the artifacts. So everything in your skills and your start levels you keep. Anytime it resets, you keep all of your skill level progress on your heroes you keep. And you also keep, obviously, any progress on your city. So any tech you've done here, so this is going into your T4 research. As you can see here, I'm trying to push for my T5 archers eventually. You can go and you keep any of this, you know. So that's why when it goes to a season reset, everyone goes back to 1. Because when you start going again, you're going to have some special talents already. So if you look here, you should already have some hero XP bonuses. You should have extra CP. If you go further on again, look, we can have extra CP recovery and more CP. And even at the top, we have peacekeeping damage and even more hero XP. So you have almost 15% more XP, you know, from the first season to the second season. So you're going to level up your heroes a lot faster, like you're going to feel, compared to the first season. So it is one of those games that the longer you play and the more actively you are playing the game, the more you are rewarded, right? So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. That is pretty much it. I've covered everything that you're gonna need to know on how to play the game. That is obviously progressing your city like any other city building game. You know, focus on the city hall and get it up per level. You don't need to hit, you know, every other building. Every other building can be as low as possible until you hit the city hall that you're comfortable with. But then obviously you have your season, you play through your season, you're going to be capturing these cool behemoths, and when you capture these cool behemoths, you get rewards for doing so. You might have some PvP, obviously, because there might be war that might happen in the server. Obviously, every server is unique and different, so who knows what happens on yours. But then when you finish the season and you're in this final zone right here that you can see still covered up for us, you will capture the flame dragon in the center, similar to a ziggurat in KVK for Rise of Kingdoms. And then for completing that and holding that and being the #1 alliance, you'll get some extra goodies, and then the season resets, and then you go again, right? So that is the way the game works. I've explained all the systems, and there was a nice summary of how it finishes up, you know, and a nice little TLDR for you guys at the end of the video. So I'm going to be doing again, like I say, today, this is going to be the first upload if you've been enjoying it. The second upload of the video for a little sneaky, you know, tip and, you know, sneak peek view for those guys that are here still. I'm going to be going over the actual behemoths themselves in a separate video, so it doesn't make this one go too long. So I hope you enjoy that. So I'm going to go over everything you need to know about behemoths, you know, in that. So stay tuned for that later on today. But for now, that is me, MrSneakyy. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe to the video if you've enjoyed it. But for now, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out, guys.